Good morning, readers. I'm excited to have our second reading mini lesson together. Um, on your screen, you should see our schedule again for the day. For this week, I'm going to keep reminding us of the schedule that we're using. So at 10:15 every day, right, there will be posted a reading mini lesson, and I'll post that on Edmodo for you all to watch. And during that time, I will share with you a type of thinking work that you can watch me try out and then try out yourselves and then go off and do in your online epic reading. I have the stats in from yesterday in terms of who read and how long. And I'm going to keep checking your epic reading, and I really encourage you to read for 45 minutes a day. It's really important so that you can continue growing as a reader. So for today's thinking work, we're going to build on what we did yesterday. It's still a review, but really important type of thinking work. So today, readers, we're going to practice envisioning what our characters are doing. Yesterday, we worked on envisioning the setting of our story, and today we're going to envision what our characters are doing, what they're doing and saying while we read. So again, we're going to continue making that mental movie in our mind, but today we're going to focus on thinking about characters instead of setting. So we can use our new read aloud now. We can use Winn-Dixie. And so we're going to practice this with both the dog and with Opal, the main character. So I'll show you how I do this with a little piece of the text. And I'm going to first think about the dog. So I'm going to read a short piece of the text, and I'm going to model how I envision what the dog is doing and saying, and then you guys can try it out with me with Opal, okay? So once we were safe outside, I checked him over real careful, and he didn't look that good. He was big but skinny. You could see his ribs, and there were bald patches all over him, places where he didn't have any fur at all. Mostly, he looked like a big piece of old brown carpet that had been left out in the rain. "You're a mess," I told him. "I bet you don't belong to anybody." He smiled back at me, and he did that thing again, where he pulled back his lips and he showed me his teeth. He smiled so big that it made him sneeze. It was like he was saying, "I know I'm a mess, but isn't it funny?" So readers, I'm going to pause there, and I'm just going to model what it looks like to envision. When I'm thinking about the dog, right, what he's doing and what he's saying, I can picture him with his bald patches, and I can see his ribs, his bones sticking out. I can picture that brown carpet, left out in the rain. I can also envision him pulling back his lips and sneezing and smiling. So I'm really making that mental movie of the dog in my mind as I read. And that really helps me understand the story. Okay, now we're going to try it out together with Opal, the young lady in our story. And we're going to think about what she's saying and doing. And we're going to keep making that movie in our mind. "Here, boy," I said again. And then I figured that the dog was probably just like everybody else in the world, that he would want to get called by his name. Only I didn't know what his name was, so I just said the first thing that came into my head. I said, "Here, Winn-Dixie." And that dog came trotting over to me like he'd been doing it his whole life. The manager sat up and he gave me a hard stare, like maybe I'd been making fun of him. "It's his name," I said, honest. The manager said, "Don't you know not to bring a dog into the grocery store?" Yes, sir, I said. He got in by mistake. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. Come on, Winn-Dixie, I said to the dog. So, readers, right now I want to pause and I want you to envision Opal. I want you to envision this young girl, our main character of our story. What do you see in your mind? What do you picture based on what the text is saying to you? So, we'll give a couple minutes of wait time. You should be thinking about what words in the text help you make that mental movie and how you picture her. I've got some ideas. I hope you do too. So, readers, as you go off today and do 45 minutes of reading on Epic, again, I remind you I am keeping track. Please make sure that you are envisioning your characters, okay? You're thinking about what they are saying and what they are doing and making a mental movie in your mind of your characters today, okay? So I hope you have a wonderful time reading on Epic. I look forward to seeing what you read and hopefully your 45 minutes of time on Epic. And we'll check back in at 11:15 for chapter 2 of Winn-Dixie. Okay, bye you guys.